You know that feeling? You walk into a room and just sense something's off. Or you're around someone who's really stressed and suddenly you feel kind of tense too.
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time.
Well, that's what we're digging into today based on the material you sent over. Emotional contagion.
Right.
Basically, like catching someone else's mood, almost like a cold, but emotional.
Yeah, exactly. And what's really interesting, as those sources point out, is how fast it happens. Often totally unconsciously.
Unconsciously, so you don't even clock it.
A lot of the time, no. Psychologists, Hatfield, Cacioppo, let's call it something like a primitive empathy, or maybe think emotional copy paste.
Emotional copy paste. I like that. So how does it actually work? Is it like magic?
Huh. Not quite magic. It's more about mimicry.
Yeah.
Unconsciously mirroring tiny things, facial expressions, the way someone's talking, their posture even.
Uh-huh.
And your body picks up those cues, mimics them, and that can actually trigger the same feeling inside you.
Wow. Okay, so it's a feedback loop you're not really controlling.
Pretty much. Like that example in the notes, the frustrated coworker.
Oh, yeah.
They come in, shoulders tight, maybe speaking kind of sharply.
Mm-hmm.
And even if your morning was fine, suddenly you feel agitated. You've sort of absorbed their tension without a word being exchanged about it.
That makes so much sense. And it must happen everywhere, right? Like at work.
Definitely. Workplace morale is a big one. You probably saw notes on how one really negative person can kind of drag down the whole team's vibe.
Yeah, like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then think about relationships. Mood syncing up between partners.
Oh, totally. If one person's anxious.
The other often starts feeling it too. It's this constant emotional back and forth.
And it's not just in person, is it? You had that bit about social media.
Right. That 2014 study was fascinating. Showed how seeing negative posts could actually make people write more negative posts themselves.
Yikes.
But the good news is positivity spread too. So it works both ways.
Okay, that's good to know. Does everyone catch these emotions equally, though? Or are some people more susceptible?
That's a great point. The sources definitely suggest differences. People who are naturally more empathetic or maybe highly sensitive,
Uh-huh.
they might find they absorb emotions from others much more easily,
Yeah.
like emotional sponges sometimes.
Okay, I can see that. Which I guess leads to why we need emotional boundaries. That seemed like a key theme.
Absolutely crucial. If you're constantly soaking up stress, sadness, anger from everyone around you
Yeah.
without any kind of filter,
Yeah.
it could lead straight to burnout, feeling totally overwhelmed.
Right. Just drained. So what can you actually do about it? Feels kind of inevitable.
Well, it's not totally inevitable. You do have some agency. The first step really is just awareness. Asking yourself, hang on, is this feeling even mine?
Oh, interesting. Just pausing to check in.
Exactly. That question alone can create a bit of distance, give you breathing room.
Okay. And other practical things. Did the notes mention specifics?
Yeah, definitely. Simple stuff, sometimes. Like literally taking space. If a situation feels emotionally intense, step away for a bit. Go for a walk, take some deep breaths, reset.
Makes sense. Get some air.
Uh-huh. And another thing is trying to lead with your own energy.
What do you mean?
Well, instead of just reacting and mirroring, consciously try to stay calm or positive or whatever you want the tone to be. Sometimes your calm can actually influence others. You set a different emotional tone.
Huh. So you can spread your own calm, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. And then there's the longer-term strategy, being mindful of who you surround yourself with.
Right. Choosing your company wisely.
The emotional environment you're in day to day, it really matters for your own well-being.
So wrapping this up then, the big takeaway is pretty clear.
Emotions are contagious,
Sure.
really contagious.
But, and this is the empowering bit from the reading, we're not just victors of it. With awareness, with boundaries.
You get to choose more consciously.
Yeah.
Choose what you take on and also what kind of emotional energy you're putting out there.
Yeah. You have more control than you think.
Which leaves us with something to chew on, maybe.
Yeah.
Think about your own life. When have you really felt someone else's mood rub off on you, good or bad? And what did you do? Or, now thinking about it, what could you try next time to manage that flow? Something to reflect on.